So, it's been snowing a lot recently, hasn't it? And one thing that happens when it snows in Britain is, the inevitable collapse of Britain's infrastructure. The schools close down, football matches are cancelled, and tubes and trains are delayed for ages. But the one thing I find astounding about this when this happens is the sort of mocking reaction we get from the rest of the world. It's just like they've been waiting for us to trip up. You can sort of get sarcastic comments like, "Oh, look at modern Britain, brought to a standstill by a mere 6 inches of snow." Now, for one thing, I resent the insinuation that 6 inches, in any context, is anything less than ample. 6 inches is perfectly adequate, thank you very much. But I just don't get this mocking reaction from people from foreign countries, particularly people from foreign countries who feel the need to boast that their country is worse. I mean, I heard a comment from a Canadian bloke recently along the lines of, "I'm from Wisconsin, and I think that you British wussies need to come to the Midwest, where we get raging snowstorms all the time." No thanks. If anything, the crippling weather conditions are one of the very many reasons that I won't be coming to Wisconsin anytime soon. Thanks very much. But, so I went to Subway the other day, found myself being served by a sandwich artist. Yes, they actually call the people who work in Subway sandwich artists. Now, are they artists? I suppose if they are artists, it would explain a lot. It would explain, for example, why they get so fucking arsey when you ask for a little bit more cheese in your meatball marinara. It's the infamous artistic temperament at work there, ladies and gentlemen. But I always wonder what happens in the interview. What do they say in the Subway interview? So, Martin, I understand you're looking to join the team at Subway. I trust you brought your portfolio. Yeah, this is my pièce de résistance. I like to call it tuna mayonnaise. So is anyone looking forward to the Olympics? I'm not looking forward to the Olympics, and I've got the microphone, so I'm not looking forward to the Olympics. And the reason I'm not looking forward to the Olympics are the adverts. Every time there's a big sporting event on, the adverts come along and fucking ruin it by linking their shit products tenuously, unbearably to sport, even though they have nothing to do with sport. So, during the Football World Cup in 2006, you genuinely had products like Sillet Bang advertising themselves as getting the job done in double quick time, leaving you with more time to watch the football. As if this is an appropriate target audience. As if there genuinely were men up and down the country missing that vital winning World Cup final goal because they were busy working on a particularly stubborn state. Everyone jumps on this sort of sporting bandwagon. McDonald's jumped on the bandwagon. McDonald's at the time brought out its football beef burger, which appeared to have very little to do with football. Having tasted it, even less to do with beef. But Domino's Pizza as well. Domino's Pizza brought out its football pizza, which at least seemed to have something to do with football, in that it had as its main topping meat footballs. The very same meat footballs that are known any other time, incidentally, as meatballs. But the adverts during the Olympics are going to be awful. Anytime you turn on your TV, you're going to see some awful product tenuously, unbearably leaking itself to the Olympics. You're going to turn your TV and see something like, when you've just sat down and watched the Olympics, the last thing you want to be worrying about is an Olympic-sized rash on your vagina. That's why women all over the world choose Vagisil. Vagisil. When it comes to clearing the hurdle of vaginal infections, we take the gold medal every time. Thanks very much.
You don't really expect